best thing that I ever got in my head when it came to lifting involving my feet was not that I'm trying to lift this thing up, is that I focus on my feet pushing down.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking about it like I'm on my back pushing up.
Right.
You know
for
what
like
I mean?
for like a deadlift or for
Anything. Anything that's like my bench, not really. Like I do obviously push with my feet and everything.
Right.
But like squat and deadlift, it's not I'm trying to pick this thing up. It's I'm trying to push away. And that helps me set my form a little better.
Right.
And
So one thing I found too so I break the squat down or break whatever lift down, just use the squat down into different. So we talk about the feet, we talk about your glutes, your trunk, shoulders typically. So it's 4 things, right? 4 or 5 things. And typically when I'm teaching the squat at first, I'm hammering that. So then people stop worrying about like, hey, there's a weight on my back. Hey, there's 300 pounds on my back, whatever weight it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said, you think about pushing the floor away from you.
Yeah.
But for, someone that's never squatted before, they're worried about that bar and they're focused on the bar. But instead, if I can get them to focus on their feet, their stomach, their glutes, and all of a sudden they're not thinking about the bar.
The bar's glued to you at that point.
Right. And they're in a good position.
Yeah.
And then, eventually we walk them to where they're not, those reps have been hammered in so much and layered in so much, they're not thinking about them anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's just happening and they're not really worried about it. But then they've got pretty strong without ever have to worry about the bar on their back. So they're not thinking about loading that either. So it kind of serves 2 purposes.
It's a foundational thing. It's like, I feel like everything in life works the same way, not to get like oddly philosophical here.
No.
Hey man, it's just like life, man.
It is.
It is. Like everything I've done up to this point has been done by me going, okay, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do this, but I know that in order to do that,
I've got
to do whatever I'm trying to do, I have to do these things.
Yep. And
I don't necessarily, in lifting, you have to get to a point where you're doing it well, but like you just get the foundation,
if you can
solid enough.
Oversimplifying life here, but like if you can get the foundation of anything down and hammer it,
just keep doing it.
It's like we talked about with you taking photos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of cool jazzy shit out there. Looking at all these people that use chains and they don't ever touch the floor. There's a lot of cool jazzy shit out there, but you can do a lot with just taking a photo and making it look really well, framing it well, getting whatever qualities you look for in a photo and getting them to pop out. And then like all the editing shit, was saying you can't put lipstick on a pig.
Yeah.
You take a shitty photo.
You can make the colors look nice.
Right.
Yeah. But if you don't have it, if it's not done well in camera, then it's
right.
Yeah. And I believe that about everything. Like this podcast, for instance, when I started it, everything but the equipment you see, like the microphones and stuff, all this stuff, I started with that. Like I just jumped.
You're like, all right, we're going.
I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Right.
Because like I've said this before I started this, when I was just thinking about it, because I chewed on it for like a month before I just was like, all right, fuck it, here we go.
A month.
It was just a month. It might have been 2 weeks, man. I was being generous, to be honest. Like I'm compulsive.
I want to do this. I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I've always done that.
It's I don't hate that.
Yeah, it's kind of like for instance, I was like, I need to, like about a week before I ran into you at Catch, I was like, I need to get back in the gym. And then you there, I was like, oh fuck, I'm gone.
Hey, you want to hear some weird shit?
Yeah.
So like a week before I saw you in Catch, I was like, I saw it may have been Kate's clip.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was around that time, maybe. I was like, man, I really like podcasts. I don't know that guy, but that might be something cool to do. Legitimately.
That's cool.
No shit. Like, and I was like, he takes pretty good photos too. Like, no shit at all.
Dude, look at that.
And I was like, well, I don't want to. I was like thinking in the back of my head, I was like, hey man, you should interview me. Like,
yeah.
But I'm like, that would be kind of cool. I like podcasts.
I've had a couple of those.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm never that guy. Like, I was like, So that day at catch. I was like, fuck yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's weird, right? How that works.
Yeah. Universe at work, man. But yeah, that's how I am. Like if I'm going to do it, I make sure that the building blocks are there to do it properly.
Right,
Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Right.
And this, that applies to lifting. And it's weird, like hearing you say that. That's just another thing that I put on the list of like, that follows my formula.
Yep,
like everything is like that.
Yep.
Everything.
Right.
It's a great philosophy to follow.
I don't think there's anything you can do that you can't at least be well versed in the basics.
Mm-hmm.
Hey there, hope you enjoyed that clip. You can find more clips like this and full video episodes of the Small Stuff Podcast on our YouTube channel. You can also listen to full episodes of the Small Stuff Podcast in audio form wherever it is you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, all the places. Also, follow us on social media. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. All the links are in the description. Have a nice day.